Lessons learned in real estate investing, property number 3. My last video talked about the nightmare property that I had and how everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong with that property, and it was a great instructor. Pain is a great teacher, and I learned quite a bit with that one, and it paid off because with my third property I was able to apply a lot of those lessons, and it has been a success so far. It's been a performing property. I bought it last year. That was in 2023, and I've had it for almost a year, and it's been doing pretty well. And I just wanted to read some of the lessons that I've learned with this one. Never stop learning, as the saying goes, and every new property will not let you stop learning. Every property is going to be different. So I just wanted to read these lessons to you that I learned, and hopefully you can benefit from these and become a better real estate investor as a result. The first lesson I continued to learn with this one was to read management contracts. I interviewed a handful of managers before settling on one with this property, and I'm glad I read through the contracts, because some of the things in the contracts, some of the provisions are just crazy. You'll really be surprised sometimes. One manager I interviewed wanted $5,000 up front so he could put it in an interest-bearing account for himself, and I was really shocked at this provision. It really just showed me that he is not really confident in his ability to run a successful asset and make it a performing asset. It just sounds like he needs a plan B, and he's going to use his clients to kind of be that that cash cow for him. So I decided not to go with this guy, obviously, but yeah, that's just something that I saw that really reiterated to me that you need to read through the contracts, because you never know what you're gonna sign up for. Some contracts may have early cancellation clauses with penalty payments. So if you cancel a contract, which is typically about a year, and they'll have you sign this, but there will be an early cancellation clause where you have to pay maybe a percentage of the unrealized rents, and it'll be a percentage. So you'll of whatever you didn't pay them because you canceled the contract early. So you'll have to pay that. How much of the fees, of the late fees, does your manager want to keep? This manager at first said that they would keep zero of the late fees, but they changed it up about midway through the contract and said that they wanted 50% of late fees because they're spending extra time chasing the rent down, and they want to be compensated for their time. And I was okay with that. This wasn't a factor that I priced into my pro forma. When I underwrote this property and its profitability, I wasn't factoring in late fees. Like, I didn't count on late fees being like a stream of income. So that's really something that you have to take or leave. If you get the late fee, great, but that shouldn't be something that you factor in to your profitability, because if you're doing that, then you're probably going to be running on super thin margins, and that's not a very stable or strong situation to be in with a property. So if you get the late fees, it's icing on the cake, but if you don't, just be willing to let it go. Number 2 was to set maintenance budgets with your managers. In 2024, everyone wants a piece of the pie. Margins are really thin for everyone. And to ensure a good relationship with my manager on this property, I gave them an annual maintenance budget. And this is different from what I did with my other manager, who I gave authorization requirements for every maintenance item. and a maintenance budget gives them license to complete any maintenance calls, but it sets an annual limit. So, for example, this property, I gave them a budget of $1,380 a year, or $115 a month. And so, if they use 120 in January, if they go over $5 in January, they can only use 110 in February. So they can roll over. They can also roll over anything they didn't use in the prior month to the next month. So they can use that money where they want to anytime during the year, but that's it. That's the budget they get. And so this gives them a little more latitude to perform maintenance when needed, and provides an extra stream of income for their maintenance staff, and it demonstrates trust and good faith, which is good for your relationship. Number 3, pest control. I just recently had 2 squirrels and 2 groundhogs evicted because they were getting in through a hole under the foundation, and I can kind of laugh at that because squirrels and groundhogs are cute, right? They're kind of cute, but they're nuisances, and they can cause trouble and spread disease. They can chew on wires and actually be really harmful to your property. So I'd say while you're doing the inspection of your house, go around the base of the house, the foundation, look for any holes, look through the yard around the property, see if there are any holes, any kind of groundhog holes, because the groundhogs at my house are burrowing from the backyard. They're burrowing quite a few yards. So the hole is at the back of the yard, but they were getting in through this little tunnel under the foundation. So look around the foundation, look around the yard for any holes, any kind of groundhog holes or anything like that, because that's going to be an indicator that you might have some pest intrusion down the line. So that's something to look at. Number 4, self-insure. Insurance companies this day and age are looking everywhere to cut costs and improve profits, and they will drop you if you cost them too much money by filing a claim. So one way to do this is to get a home warranty, like American Home Shield, to insure all of the systems in your house. I covered this on my first video. American Home Shield will insure the systems in parts of the property, but not anything outside necessarily, like trees or anything like that. So that's one way to self-insure, aside from insurance, not relying on your insurance, but also just having extra cash on hand is the number one way to have your own back, and just make sure that you're covered for any expenses. So I'd say self-insurance right now is top priority if you are thinking of getting into real estate. Number 5, getting good at researching and negotiating. By the time I bought this property, I had become pretty good at negotiating and researching, and I bought this one at a good price. A price where in 2023 at the rates, where the rates were, I was able to buy well and have a performing asset in 2023 when there was nothing but doom and gloom. And I've been pretty successful. So it's all about the price these days. You have to buy low. The rates may be high, but the only way to overcome any kind of lack of profitability is to buy low. You have to buy at the right price and have equity in that property. You have to be able to put enough down. I put 30% down on this property, so I have equity in it. But to the point of researching and negotiating is that I used PropStream. It's a website, not to be confused with PropWire, although some people I know have used PropWire, but I use PropStream. It is an excellent tool to use when you're researching properties. You can find mortgage information. Hey, how's it going? Good, doing okay. Like your bike? You can find mortgage information about their property, including how much is owed on the mortgage, so that you know their rock bottom price. You know exactly how much is due on the loan, what the balance is. It's almost scary, the information you can find on PropStream about people. You can find out if they are in the middle of a divorce, a bankruptcy, their loans, the loan balances, the loan rates, who their lender is. You can cross-reference the owners and find out how many properties they own, where those properties are. It is kind of terrifying in a way. If you're the mark that someone is looking for, what information people can find on you. And this is something that's really useful for wholesalers, which I talked about in the last video. Never sell to a wholesaler. You can buy from a wholesaler, but never sell. Anyhow, I use PropStream to research this property and find out exactly what their bottom line was, what they owed on the property. And that helped me to be really confident and really firm on my offer. And they took it. So I was successful with that. And this is definitely a more masterful application of lessons from my previous properties. And you know, it's affirming to see those experiences pay off as you go, and just see yourself getting better deals, making more money, and just feeling more confident, like you're growing in your career. And this property has definitely been the result of testing systems and methods and discovering best practices. And I'll leave you with the last one. I mentioned it in the last two. I'd say it is the number one characteristic of any successful real estate investor is resourcefulness. It's not the amount of resources you have, it is the ability to find resources, whether it be a lender, a professional, like an agent or a manager, a contractor or a handyman, anything like that. It's your ability to find these people that will help you be successful is what it comes down to. So those are the big lessons that I learned from this property, and I hope you learned something from it, and I hope to see you in the next one.